Good morning, downtown.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Who is this gentleman?
We have Mr. Adrian Ibarra.
Okay, I don't have his lawyer yet, but as soon as they show up, we'll address it.
Thank you.
Good morning, Annex.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ali. Are you ready?
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, I am. Good morning, everyone.
You're covering Mr. Ibarra?
Yes.
All right. Court calls the cases of the state of Texas versus Adrian Ibarra, cause numbers 2023-0C07738 and 2023 P file 04841. We're here for a bond reduction. What says the state?
Adam Valdez on behalf of the state, ready to proceed.
And the
Nadia.
defense.
Nadia Ali on behalf of the defense, ready to proceed, Your Honor.
You are Adrian Ibarra.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand.
Hmm.
Solemnly swear firm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What do you have, Miss Ali?
Your Honor, I don't have notes that were left to me, so I'd ask that I can proceed with question and answer.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ibarra is 30 years old. He's been in jail for 19 days. He has 3 kids here in El Paso and another one on the way. The one that's on the way is with the complaining witness. Mr. Ibarra, are you going to be working when you get out?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you going to be working?
I actually want to go to Mosaic company, Mosaic.
Okay. And apart from the complaining witness that you share kids with, who else do you have in El Paso as family?
My mom, my dad, my grandma, my grandparents.
Okay. Can you stay with either of them when you get out?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, who can you stay with?
With anyone.
Okay, tell me who so I can go ahead and call, verify, and let the court know.
I guess my mom,
Okay, what's your mom's name?
Marta Ibarra.
Do you have a phone number for her?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's okay. Did you go to school, Mr. Ibarra?
Yeah, I went to I finished the 9th grade. And that's it.
Okay, where did you go to school?
America's High School.
Okay. And you do have a job when you get out, you mentioned, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how long have you been in El Paso, or are you from here?
Um, I've been here all my life.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor. So we're requesting a reduction in bond or a PR bond if the court deems fit.
All right. Mr. Valdez, do you have anything?
We do, Your Honor. The state would strongly oppose any reduction in bond. While certainly we have seen folks with more criminal history than Mr. Ibarra's criminal history has all the notes of a very specific danger. His criminal trespass case, the alleged facts there are it is a woman and her mother whom he knows from church. There is no relationship between them, and they are wary of him because he is contacting the daughter all the time. She blocks him on social media, and they come home from church and they find him in their home. The terroristic threat household, the complaining witness there is his sister. The allegation there is he threatens to kill both her and her daughter. And he later says, well, I was just kidding about the killing part. His criminal history, he has AFVs, some dismissed, some convictions, and against different complaining witnesses. So there's a pattern of an inability to respect boundaries. And I think that that would be germane to his ability to comply with the conditions of a PR bond. We would strongly oppose for danger to the community.
All right. Ms. Ali, I thought you said that the complaining witness was the soon-to-be baby mama.
Yes, Your Honor, those are some of the notes that we have taken by another attorney in our office. So I'm not completely sure. Mr. Ibarra, who is the complaining witness? Is it your sister or is it someone that you're in a relationship with?
I was there because I wanted to
Just tell me who it was, okay? Don't go into the facts. Just tell me who it was.
my girlfriend.
Okay. Yes,
All
Your Honor.
right.
So I'm reading from the report, Judge, just to make sure I'm not correct. Upon arrival, the officers met with the victim who advised that her brother, offender, had verbally threatened to kill her and her daughter. So if there's an error, it might be, but it was an error then in the taking down by law enforcement, if there's an error. And given the matching last names, I suspect it is probably sister.
Well, I was thinking of the other complaining witness who says she doesn't have a relationship with him, Elena Ruiz.
That person is Elena Ruiz, and I have information other than she does recite, Ms. Ruiz recites to law enforcement that she has no relationship with him. Whether that's true or false, that's unknown at this time.
All right. At this time, I'm going to deny the bond reduction due to the defendant's history. If there's a clarification on that the CW does know him and is in fact expecting a child from Mr. Ibarra, that may change some of the facts, and I'll reconsider the bond reduction at that time. Anything further?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. Who else do you have, Ms. Ali?
I don't have anybody else, but I don't know if Mr. Livingston's going to sign on for his client. So
all right. If you
I might just handle that.
Okay. Let Mr. Caballero in to do his plea. May I have Marco Garcia, please?
Yes, Your Honor, coming right out.
At downtown, who else do you have?
Your Honor, I'll be switching floors, but I'll be having Randy Lynch.
Randy Lynch. Okay, let me see if I have his lawyer here. Yes, that'll work. Thank you.
And Your Honor, I believe that what Mr. Livingston is going to be logging on for if he signs on is a motion to withdraw.
Correct.
So
if you want, we'll take care of that right after this one.
Okay, sounds good. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Caballero. Court calls the cases of the state of Texas versus Marco Garcia, cause numbers 2023-0C0-2104, 2023-0C0-2124, 2023-0C0-2121, and 2023-0C0-2003. We're here for defendant's plea. What says the state?
Avan Valdez on behalf of the state, ready to proceed.
And the defense.
Andres Caballero from the Public Defender Office, also ready, Your Honor, with Mr. Garcia present.
You are Marco Garcia.
Yes, miss.
Raise your right hand, sir. Solemnly swear affirm testimony may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, miss.
All right. Charged with the offense of criminal trespass on this first case criminal mischief on the second one, resisting arrest on the third case, all those three alleged to have occurred March 22nd, 2023 in El Paso County, Texas, and criminal trespass on the fourth case alleged to have occurred March 18th, 2023 in El Paso County, Texas. To those charges, sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Court will follow the state's recommendation, find you guilty, sentence you to 180 days in jail, probated for 2 years. You're to pay a $500 fine that's going to be probated, $30 a month probation fee, complete 100 hours of community service, attend the mental health caseload. You're to also attend anger management classes, be subject to breath and urine analysis, a 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew where you can't be out unless you're working or going to school, reimburse El Paso County for court costs. You are to reside at 7333 Wisteria in El Paso, Texas, 79915. And the four cases run concurrent with each other. Anything further, counsel?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Just, Your Honor, thank you for being able to take us on short notice. We appreciate it.
You are welcome. Thank you.
So I should be out today?
Hopefully you'll be getting out. Yes.
Great, thank you, Mr. Caballero. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you may be excused.
Thank you.
Annex, do you have Robert Ortega?
Yes, Your Honor. Come right out.
Thank you. Good morning, Roger. They're going to get your client.
Morning, Your Honor. Very good. Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Dakota's office called and said that Robert Bettis is in a hearing at the federal court, but should get on soon for Mr. Ortega.
He's already on. Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Pettis. We'll be right with you.
Good morning.
All right. Court calls the cases of the state of Texas versus Robert Ortega, cause numbers 2020-0C08895, 2019-0C08460, 2022-0C03806, 2022-0C03821, 2023-0C07561. We're here for defendant's plea and pre-revo and some pre-trials. What says the state?
On behalf of the state, ready to proceed on our case?
Yes, Judge Alex Wedd on behalf of the County Attorney's Office for the Deceptive Business Practice cases. Good morning, Judge. Ready to proceed.
Good
And
morning.
the defense.
Robert Pettis, standing in for Mr. Dakotes for Robert Ortega.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Cuellar. You are Robert Ortega?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, sir. Solemnly swear or affirm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Pettis, I understand you were still going to plead on the DWI today?
That was what I was instructed, that the plea agreement had already been worked out. That was my
Right.
understanding.
Okay, then let me go ahead and take that plea first. Mr. Ortega charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated, second, alleged to have occurred August 22nd, 2020. State further alleges you were previously convicted of driving while intoxicated July 22nd, 2016. To those charges, sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Guilty or not guilty, sir?
Guilty.
All right. Any other priors, Mr. Valdez?
Let me see, Judge.
I'll also need the blow or blood draw.
So outside of the previous DWI, which was in 2013, the only other conviction that I show is for an assault in 96 and
Okay.
to the BAC.
What was the BBA?
The BAC was 0.248.
All right. The court will follow the state's recommendation, find you guilty, Mr. Ortega, sentence you to 70 days in jail plus court costs with credit for time served on everything. Now, for the pre-revo and the pre-trials, Mr. Cuellar, do you have a recommendation?
Yes, Judge, the recommendation had been 270 days in the El Paso County Detention Facility, all cases to run concurrent, including the plea of true as well.
Okay. Mr. Ortega, there you have, Mr. Bettis, you have the recommendation. What is it? Do you think your client is going to want to do?
My understanding was that it was a done deal already. How many days does he have in, Judge?
I show 43 days.
I hadn't discussed that with him, but I'm assuming that he knows that that was going to be the recommendation. If I
Okay,
can,
do you want some time to talk to him? Do you want a breakout room? What would you like to do?
in that breakout room, just so I can discuss that.
All right, we'll do that. Mhm. All right, Mr. Montoya. Court calls a case of the state of Texas versus Randy Lynch, cause number 2022-0C05951. We're here for a pretrial. What is the recommendation, Mr. Valdez?
Let me pull it up, Judge. The recommendation is 45 days in the El Paso County Detention Facility with credit for time served.
Okay.
Mr.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Go ahead.
I'm a little bit confused on a couple of matters. Number one, the plea papers that I had previously received from the state on this case stated 30 days in jail. You know, I mean, I can discuss 45 with my client, but he and I had reached an understanding that 30 days was going to be okay with him. He was going to plead on that. I just didn't have a chance to get to the jail before the parole authorities removed him to Austin. And he had a hearing out there. I think it was it Austin, Mr. Lynch?
We did this last year in November. I pleaded, you never brought me the papers to sign. It was in January that we agreed on. I did 4 months in the annex and was a trustee, and we were going to do time served.
So, Mr. Montoya,
Right.
where I was reading the 45 days was from the recommendations tab. I do show in the notes tab, however, in reference to the plea papers that you discussed right now, that Mr. Silva, who was previously assigned to this court, did reach an agreement for 30 days. And so if those are the plea papers that were tendered to your office, the state would still honor that agreement.
Okay. So I appreciate that. That clears that up. The second matter, though, is that I did receive a letter from Mr. Lynch. And forgive my confusion, Mr. Lynch, but at this point, with this agreement in place, I can come down to the jail and either today or tomorrow to get you signed up. Did you still want me to represent you?
Well, this is the only question I have is, see, this is the third time I've been arrested on this theft charge. The first time was October last year. I did from October to January, and parole came and picked me up. And you never brought me the papers to sign. I've already been to video court and with the same DA and the same judge and everybody on this courtroom. We agreed upon time served on 4 months while I was in the annex, and you never brought me the papers. I've done a total of 10 months on this charge. And then now I'm doing more time on the same theft charge. I don't understand why there's even 30 days or 45 days. We already had an agreement prior to this. And then when I tried to contact you several times in another county, you never wanted to respond. And then I wrote the court system, the municipal court system. And then they said I had no charges or no warrants. And then I was released in Austin just 3 weeks ago. And they said that I waited 10 days for El Paso to come pick me up, and y'all did not come pick me up. And then parole sent me here. So I don't quite understand why I had the same theft charge when we had an agreement in January of this year.
Okay, so what I need to know is, are you asking the court for another attorney? Or did you want me to continue to represent you? I can get you pled out in the next couple of weeks. I just need to know whether you want me to represent you or
I would like to
someone else.
represent myself in this case.
Pardon?
I would like to represent myself in this case. It's just a misdemeanor.
Mr. Lynch, let me tell you this. You spent between October and January in jail. Parole, I don't know why they took you. They should not have taken you if you were still booked on our case. You wrote municipal court. We are not municipal court. So municipal court wrote back telling you there were no warrants or charges pending because they have no knowledge of this case, which is in county court at law. So now you're back because this case is still pending. Mr. Montoya can get you signed up and we can take care of a 30-day plea next week. If you decide to represent yourself, it's just going to delay things. It's your option, but it's going to delay everything and you're going to sit in jail for a longer period of time. So what is it that you'd like to do, sir?
I guess let him represent myself, but is this time served or is I having to do another?
It
30
should
days?
be time served. Yes, sir. If you have done at least 4 months, 10 months, they're offering you 30 days. You get credit for all the time you've served in jail on this case.
All right, sure.
All
Yeah,
right, Mr. Montoya, if you will get him signed up, we'll put him on the docket for next Thursday.
I'll tell you what, Judge, I'm gonna rearrange my calendar so I can get that done today.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You all may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, so they are still in a breakout room. Who else do we have left? Jesse Rapp.
Yes, Your Honor, that's the motion to withdraw.
Okay, let's do that. I'm sorry, I forgot about that, Miss Ali.
That's okay. So I don't know if they bring the client on. If not,
They should.
Oh,
Let me see here.
oh, it's probably because they're in a breakout room with.
Is he at the annex?
I believe that he might be. Let me check.
Okay, then we'll need to wait till that gets done. And then Mr. Parra is not with us yet, so somebody will contact Mr. Manny Parra.
He actually may be downtown, Your Honor. He hasn't been in that long. Let's see.
Okay, I think downtown logged off.
No, he's at the annex.
Okay,
Bless you.
bless you.
Thank you.
I got that impression. Okay, goodbye.
Are you back, Mr. Pettis? Yes.
I'm
Okay,
back.
so what does your client want to do?
Well, he'll accept the 270 days.
Okay,
He just had an inquiry to see if work release was at all possible during the time period that he's going to be in custody.
well, the problem is that every time he works, he picks up new cases.
I understand.
Yes, Judge, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it depends on what type of work. I don't know if he judged, and I haven't looked here. I don't think Mr. Ortega has a history of absconding. I think it's just more complying with probation. Because he was on deferred, and then that's when we filed, I think, several motions to adjudicate. I think we had dismissed one, and then he stayed on, and then he picked up a slew of other ones while he was out.
yes. So if you will get all the plea papers to Mr. Pettis, and Mr. Pettis, if you will sign him up, I will need proof of employment, a letter from his employer showing us what he's going to be doing and his hours. I know previously he had been self-employed, but that was the issue.
And I did discuss that with him, that I told him that I knew you were going to want to know where he was going to work and what the hours are going to be. That it was going to be a blanket, you can go work.
Yes.
Understood.
All right. So then we will get back to you as soon as you send us all the plea papers back.
Okay, so the papers are going to come to my office or to Mr. DeCote's office?
Um,
I'll coordinate with him in either way.
yeah,
Okay.
Judge, I was gonna say, I had already sent, I believe, Mr. DeCote's all the plea papers, maybe except for the newest one that had just been filed, the
Okay.
2023 one. But it's gonna be identical in language and terms and everything. It's just the same days. But I can
Okay.
send that. I believe I have, Judge, can I just get Mr. Pettis's email? That way I can send it to him and Mr. DeCote's, just so that there's no confusion.
Sure.
Well, I'm coordinating with Mr. DeCote's office.
Okay. Do you want me to just send it to Carl then, Bobby?
Right, that's fine.
Okay, okay, I can do that.
Okay,
And thank you, Mr. Pettis, for helping Mr. DeCote out.
thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Annex, may I have Jesse Rapp, please?
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused, Your Honor? That was the last hearing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
May I be excused as well, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I be excused as well, Your Honor?
Yes, Victor.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Honor, Mr. Barra is in another hearing, but he should be logging on soon.
He is in the waiting room.
Got it. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Court calls the cases of the state of Texas versus Jesse Rapp, cause numbers 2023-0C04613 and 2023-0C04610. We're here for defense motion to withdraw. What says the state
Adam Valdez on behalf of the state, ready to proceed.
and the defense?
Nadia Ali on behalf of the defense, ready to proceed as well, Your Honor.
What do you have, Ms. Ali?
Your Honor, we filed a motion to withdraw back in, give me 1 second, September 27th, due to a conflict. Gabe Sarang is currently appointed on the felonies, and Brian Livingston is on the misdemeanors, and I think 1 felony. It looks like our office represented someone that's involved at one point.
Okay. You represented one of the CWs, or
Yes, Your Honor. I think that's what it is.
that being the case, then the court will grant your motion to withdraw. And if Gabe Sarang is on the felonies, we'll go ahead and appoint him on these as well.
Sounds good. All right. Thank
Thank you. You may be excused. And Annex, if I may have Sylvia Buenrostro.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Parra, good morning. Court calls the cases of the state of Texas versus Sylvia Buenrostro, cause numbers 2023-0C05110 and 2023-0C04997. We're here for a pretrial. Do you have a recommendation, Mr. Valdez?
Let me check, Judge. So I don't see one in this case. Let me check the other case. There's one in there.
All right. Mr. Parra, we do need waivers of arraignment on these, please.
Understood, Your Honor. I'll get those, Judge.
Thank you.
So I don't see Rex in either of the assault cases. It may be that this is coming back from competency court, right?
Correct. So we need to try to wrap it up as quickly as possible.
And there is a felony case. Let me see if the felony case opines on what is to happen with the misdemeanors.
There's a felony revo and then 2 POCSs.
Correct, Your Honor.
Well, it looks like the rec on the felony is credit for time served, so I assume that anticipates a reduction on that. Manny, had you seen that rec from Vanderburg on the felony?
I had what I had, I suppose, countered with is time served on the assaults and a dismissal of the felony.
Okay, I'm amenable to that. So, I mean, if you can get that worked out with him.
Okay.
Okay. As I said, because of the situation, we need to try to get these resolved as quickly as possible. She does have 309 days credit on these. So, yeah, that is more than enough. If you will get back to us, Mr. Parra, letting us know what you want to do, if you are able to work it out, we'd appreciate that.
Absolutely, Your Honor. I believe Mr. Vandenberg is up on the 10th floor. I'll head up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Glenn or Maria, if you would ask Rihanna to keep an eye on that and make sure we get that moving quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Understood.
May I have Carlos Villegas, please? Good morning, Ms. Reyes. They are getting your client now. Here we go. Court calls the cases of the state of Texas versus Carlos Villegas, cause numbers 2023-03128, 2023-0C03131, 2023-0C00618, 2023-0C00829. We are here on pretrials as well. Mr. Villegas is back from comp court. What is the recommendation, Mr. Valdez?
Let me see. Judge, do you happen to know, since you have your notes there, how many days he has credit for on these cases at this point?
170.
Okay. So it does, rather than waste the time to go through each one of them, it looks like on the first two that I'm looking at that there's not a rec, and that's probably because of what point in time we went off into the competency direction. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is put a rec of 100 days credit for time served, pleading on the assault case, and dismiss the remaining misdemeanors.
All right.
And
Ms.
Judge,
Reyes?
I had a feeling when he came back from company court that it was most likely going to be a credit for time served. I didn't think that the state was going to offer anything different than that. I do want to talk to my client once again, Judge, probably if possible in a breakout room, because I don't want him to spend much time in jail, only because I do want the court to hear what he's always told me from day one, Judge, which was why I had gotten him comped in the first place, is that for the criminal trespass cases, that it was a mistaken identity, that it wasn't him who did it. But because of the recommendation being they're going to dismiss those, the criminal trespass ones, and it's just to the assault charge. I can talk to him about that because I don't know if he's going to want to take it now, knowing that it's dismissing those criminal mischiefs or criminal trespass and it just being on the assault case that we had talked about.
Okay, let me see if I can get you into a breakout room here.
Got it. Oh, what's it join and then I didn't go anywhere.
Let me see. Hold on. I've sent the annex over there, but it's giving me some problems with you. I guess not. Okay, let me try it again. For some reason, it doesn't want to send you over there.
Want me to log off and log back in, Judge?
No, no, no. Let me see. This will take care of it. Let me see.
It sent the invite to me, Judge.
That was not correct. Okay, there's Eunice.
Oh, she might have gotten it because it looks like she's gone. Well, no, but now the annex is back.
Yes. I'm trying to get the annex over there.
I mean, I suppose I could run the deal by him if you'd like, but I don't know how appropriate that'd be.
There it goes. That would probably not be a good idea, Mr. Valdez.
I mean, I did plenty of defense side consultations on plea deals in my 8 years or so working that side.
There you go. Your office still short on lawyers?
Not only are we still short, I would opine that we've not taken a substantial step in trying to remedy that situation at all.
Well,
I mean, I wouldn't opine it too loudly depending on who's in the room, but that's what I would opine.
they keep filing cases. We received tons of them these weeks that I've been out.
You know what would be useful is if we attended one on-campus interview session, a single one.
Yeah.
But that's above my pay grade. This is the last one that we have on the docket for today. Is that right, Judge?
It is.
Okay, and I just want to make sure, since I'm covering, that we don't have anything this afternoon, is my understanding.
We do not.
Okay.
This is it.
Any word on when the PDs is going to have a new designated?
I haven't heard anything. I heard they were short as well. So they're hiring or trying to.
Well, if Gabe would stop going on vacations all the time.
Is he on vacation again?
No, I think he was giving a training. But whatever, that's a vacation for him.
Yes, I'd like to get somebody on here permanently.
Because how long has it been? Because it was Miss Yaldo before, right?
Correct.
How
When
long
did she leave?
Like a month at least?
At least more, longer, I believe.
Well, you might be aware, you may have heard the scuttlebutt, but your clairvoyance proved accurate. The other option for staffing this court is no longer employed with us. We'll just say that.
Doesn't surprise me.
So that could have been a problem that came your way, and you dipped, duck, dodged, and dived appropriately.
Good. Yes, I've had my fill.
Understood.
All right, Ms. Reyes.
Yes, Judge. So I did talk to him. He said he understood exactly what Mr. Valdez had said. We had already had a previous conversation of this, Judge. So he said he'd like to take the recommendation of pleading to the 100 days credit for time served on the assault case, dismissing all of the other criminal trespass cases.
Okay.
Judges, Mr. Valdez want to send me the paperwork so I could head over to the jail, only because I don't want him to spend much more time.
He does
Okay.
not, but he will send you the plea papers.
So I could do that, Judge. Do you have anything available in the morning or in the afternoon, or is that too soon?
Today, no. This is the only time we have a jail session.
Okay. So would it be set for next week then, Judge?
It'll be set for next week. Yes. Every court is assigned a different time and day, and this is my time and day. So if Mr. Valdez will send you the paperwork, you can get him signed up and we will have him on the docket for Thursday as long as we get the papers back by Tuesday.
Okay, so would it still be a virtual plea then, Judge?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, I just want to make sure. So Mr.
Yes.
Valdez, Mr. Valdez. Vega, I'm gonna go see you in jail, okay? So you could sign the paperwork.
All right.
I'll get them to you by close of business today, Eunice.
Thank you. I'll see him as soon as possible.
Yes,
I'm at
ma'am.
the jail. on
All
Friday.
right. Then you all may be excused if you have nothing further.
Nothing further, you know.
Great.
You guys have a great weekend.
You too.
You too. Have a good one. Then that wraps up our jail docket. So we will see everybody on Tuesday. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Judge.
You judge.